All right, Shalom, Kohaloyim, La Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wachakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Shalom to you fellow laborers out there doing the work in truth and in sincerity, especially during these times. Shalom to the few Akwaf that believe as well. A hearty shalom to you other laborers and believers that are scattered throughout the earth, whether you be among the heathen and even like the heathen who are speckled bird Israelites, to the whole household of faith, which is the elect. I want to say shalom. Another shooting by Edomite, and this is in Grand Blanc, Michigan, and this is, a developing investigation, and they caught the suspect. As you can see, he's on my screen. This guy on my screen, he's the one that's went in the church with the assault rifle, shot up the church, and also set the church on fire. So fair use. I'm gonna play this video clip, courtesy of Sky News, just to show you what's going on. Just real quick, I'm not gonna make this video long, but as we see that the days are evil, and our enemies are being found liars because they accuse us of being, violent, and the reason why, society is so bad. But the Lord has really turned this thing on our enemies and showing that he's, in particular, the so-called white race or self-proclaimed white man, or self-proclaimed white race, they're the violent in the earth, okay? Ephesians 5 and I'll start at 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. All right. And as you can see, every which way they're trying to look and turn, they're pointing the fingers at Jacob. As far as, the Edomites. You're the violent in the earth, man. Okay? You're the ones that's waging war on the people and waging violence on people in mass across the country, man, and the earth, man. Okay? This is Psalms 58 and 2. Yea, in heart you work wickedness, you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. See? And so what's happening is that the violence that's going on is being done by who? So-called white men. All right. But I thought the so-called Negro and and the so-called Hispanics, basically the Israelite man, I thought we was the ones that's committing the most crime in America, which is Babylon. See? Verse 3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And one of the main lies they spew out is that, they're the righteous. They're the good in the earth. When they're the evil, they're the wicked in the earth. Okay? So, that's one of the many lies they told. And this video is going to prove it. So again, fair use. Let's play a clip.
At least 2 people have been killed in a shooting at a Mormon church in the US state of Michigan. The 40-year-old suspect also started a fire at the Michigan church.
A Sunday morning service turning to horror when police say a man armed with an assault rifle opened fire inside a church in Grand Blanc Township, Michigan.
I'm the active shooter at the church. I need manpower up here ASAP. I have people trapped in the building.
Yeah, let me play that back.
The 40-year-old suspect also started a fire at the Michigan church.
A Sunday morning service turning to horror when police say a man armed with an assault rifle opened fire inside a church in Grand Blanc Township, Michigan.
An active shooter at the church. I need manpower up here ASAP. I have people trapped in the building. Repeat, people trapped in the building. We got children inside too.
That frantic 911 call alerting police to an active shooter at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, about 55 miles northwest of Detroit.
He rammed the vehicle through the front door, exited, then started firing shots.
Police say multiple people were shot, and the gunman was killed by 2 law enforcement officers. Adding to the terror, police say the shooter then set fire to the church.
We believe that was deliberately set by the suspect.
The horrific act shocking this community of about 40,000 people.
This kind of violence doesn't happen in our community.
Neighbors watching in disbelief as...
Yes, it do. That's exactly what goes on in Edomite communities. See, the Lord is exposing you Edomites, man. You know, you try to act like you're innocent and harmless. You know? But the Lord is showing that you're the real violent ones, man. You know? All these the main serial killers out here in society is who? You Edomite men. Edomite men. You know? These mass shootings, whether younger or older, it's usually, you know, so-called white male. You know? So the Lord is really exposing who is the real violent one, man. Let's get this real quick. In the book of Lamentations 2. I'm sorry, for chapter 4. Lamentations 4. In verse 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion, which is us. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, right? He's going to visit your iniquity, right? Your wickedness, O daughter of Edom, you Edomites, you so-called white people. He will discover thy sins. And you read the NLT, it says, excuse me, on the NLT it says, O beautiful Jerusalem, your punishment will end. You will soon return from exile, and that's us going back to our homeland. But Edom, your punishment is just beginning. Soon your many sins will be exposed. See? You're the murderer in the earth, man. You're the like it says in Psalms 58 chapter, you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth, man. Matter of fact, Psalm 73 goes into that. It says that, let me get that real quick. Psalm 73 and 6. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covered them as a garment. See? And this is the Edomite for you. All right? You're the violent one, man. This is why we need to be preserved from the violent man. You know? And he's showing you how violent he is by what he's doing to our people and to the whole world. All right? This man is straight up violent, man. And he'll stop at nothing to, push his agenda. Cause see, all this shootings going on, it's all an agenda. They know they can't take the guns from this, the average Edomite or American gun owner. And what they're speaking about in the news is what? Gun violence. Gun violence. Well, gun violence happens in mass because of you so-called white people. Yeah, you have some of our people, they commit acts of violence to each other, but on the grand scale, on a whole nother plateau or level, you Edomites are the one that's causing harm to society. You know, you're the main ones, or the main reason why people are dying at such a high rate, whether it be physical or chemical. All right, physical or chemical warfare. Your blessing is a sword, and you know how to use that sword. All right, this man know how to use his blessing. You know? Excuse me, because you don't have to commit an act of violence by, using the gun or missile for it to be violence. You can use, the environment itself, water, food, all right, to kill people, and that's what the so-called white man does. But on in this video in particular, of course, it's talking about the ultimate, gun, all right, that's used by average, everyday people. All right, they have access to assault rifles, different things like that. Now, is it legal to own a gun? Of course, but these Edomites, man, they get into these guns. Why? Because that's the blessing of the sword, and they use the sword, like it says in Romans 13. They bear the sword not in vain. Why? Because it's their blessing. They almost committed matter of fact, some Edomite cops. They just opened, they just held the current undisputed 168 pound champ, Terrence Bud Crawford, at gunpoint on his, celebration day. They just ready to take him out for nothing. Man got key to the city. He ain't doing nothing illegal or anything. He just, hey man, the curses, man. But every time you look up, it's the Edomite man committing these acts, man. Let me get this real quick. This is the book of Deuteronomy 33 and 29. It says, happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. And thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places, right? Because, the violent ones, which are the Edomites, it starts at the top. They sit in the high places, the wicked elites. Why do you think these wars are going on? The elites, man, these are bankers' wars, man. Bankers' wars and on down to all these civil wars that's going on in various countries. So in general, the Edomite man is committing all these acts of violence, man. While Jacob, we in the ghettos and we living in the bottom of society, but yet we're to blame for it. See? But the Lord is making them to be liars, man. And this is why ultimately their own tongue or words are falling upon their own head. The more they blame Jacob, the more the Lord show them to the whole world that they're the violent ones. So with that, I'm gonna end it there. I ain't gonna make this long, just real quick. Hey, another shooting by another Edomite. And this is going to continue to happen. So with that, all praises and glory be unto Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Shalom to the elect. And I'll see you in the next video, Lord willing. Shalom.